Yo, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com, and today we have a first impression on some leaked images on the upcoming Nike Kyrie 4. This is the official shoe. This is not like a replica or anything like that. But before we get into my thoughts, I'm gonna head over to eastbay.com where we have 5 brand new WearTesters basketball shirts available now. Really awesome materials at an affordable price. Shipping is also available internationally. And then we have our first ever WearTesters hoodie available as well. So with all that being said, let's go ahead, get right into it. Now the traction looks awesome. I think that this stuff is going to grip the court really nicely. You can see the pattern pointing in multiple different directions, so obviously we're going to have some multi-directional coverage. It's super aggressive. It starts from the front, goes all the way to the back, and it even wraps up around the forefoot of the shoe. When Kyrie starts to get shifty, this guy's feet move in ways that they're not supposed to move. So that guy needs traction all over the place. You could probably put some traction on top of the shoe and it would still get used with him. Will this be a viable option outdoors? Honestly, I don't know right now because I can't touch the rubber or anything like that. That's a big indicator. If the rubber's too soft, it's going to burn out quickly. Meanwhile, if the rubber is firm, it'll usually be a little bit more durable. The pattern itself looks fairly shallow, so again, I'm not really sure. But those of you guys that hoop outdoors, what I like to do is just play in last year's model or my old shoe. Whatever my old indoor shoe is, that's my new outdoor shoe once I re-up on a brand new indoor shoe. Now the cushion looks to be very similar to what we've received with the past 2 Kyrie models, both the Kyrie 2 and the Kyrie 3, where we have a foam midsole with a Zoom Air unit in the heel. However, this is a little bit different. As you can see on the bottom, there is definitely a channeled groove in there, and that foam right there is actually a different color than the rest of the midsole, which is making me wonder if this isn't just your typical average Phylon. I'm wondering if this is maybe a dual fusion type setup, which is a dual density Phylon. It could even be some type of lunar. I really hope it's not React, but if it's lunar, I'm not going to be mad at that. But even if it is just Phylon and it's just a different color just to highlight that weird groove in the bottom, which I have seen before, but not on a Nike model. That was actually on the Tesh Trigger shoe and all the Tesh's models, but Tesh is now out of business. Now what I think is going to be happening with that channeled groove is that when you put a lot of pressure on there, it's going to compress that foam a little bit. So I think that even if there's not much in the forefoot, it should be a little bit more forgiving than the past 2 Kyrie models. And if anybody's wondering why there's that channel like breaking the midsole, it's for mobility upon lateral movements. It just kind of allows you to move one way or the other without too much bulky restriction. Now the materials are probably the thing that has me most interested in the shoe. The forefoot looks to be comprised of some sort of knit or engineered mesh. Now they have fooled us before with the Kyrie 1 and 2, giving us what looked to be mesh, but it just was mesh glued onto plastic. This doesn't seem to be the case, and the Kyrie 3's forefoot was actually really nice. So I'm hoping that this is an actual mesh or knit. Now the rear panel of the shoe looks to be a synthetic material. The shoe only retails for $120, so I doubt that we're going to get some premium materials, but I think we're going to be receiving some premium feeling and looking materials, much like we did with the PG1. The PG1 never offered really like heavy duty premium materials, but the materials that were on there felt like they were, which I thought was awesome, especially given that the price of that shoe was $110, whereas these are going to be $10 more expensive. So I'm hoping that they just kind of like feel really nice in hand and look really nice in person. So overall, I think that we're going to get some really great traction. I think that they're going to feel a little bit nicer on foot, underfoot, as far as the cushion is concerned, due to that channeled groove and the way that it's going to allow a little bit more compression within the foam. Those 2 things and the softer materials along the upper, I think that we're going to have a really badass shoe. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on the shoe overall from what you've seen so far. Are you excited? Are you unimpressed? Do you think that they're just redoing the same thing that they have been? Or do you actually find that there are some evolutionized pieces within the shoe from one model to the next, which is how I feel. I feel like you can definitely see the evolution from the 1 to the 2, the 2 to the 3, and now the 3 to the 4. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference as far as on-court performance, but I do feel that the minor changes that they have done throughout the years are going to make each shoe feel slightly better than the rest, which is kind of how I've been feeling about the line in general. The 1 was okay. The 2 I wasn't a fan of whatsoever because of that upper, but then the 3 changed all that, and that turned out to be a pretty solid shoe. This one, I'm just hoping that it covers the bases just a little bit better than those 3. But again, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support, and until next time guys, have a good one.